Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hike 365 Live, the world's finest St. Louis hiking show. We're going to talk about good hikes, good beers, and good times today. We are Matt and Kay, and this is Happy Trails Hiking.
It is. Hi, everybody. So, did you like the countdown timer? I always am working to make this show better. And I thought that might be something that might be better. Please note that this show is brought to you by our Amazon Associate Store. And you can find those links at happytrailshiking.com/store. But if you are interested in supporting our content, we are always happy to take show sponsors. And if you would like to become a show sponsor, we are happy to shout out your channel on our social media and promote your content this week. And you can do that by sending a super chat. There, I did all of my things. I'll even show that show sponsor thing that I have. All right.
And you know what time it is. It's time for you to tell us what you're drinking tonight.
Water.
Go ahead and say hello if you haven't done so already. Let us know what you have in your glass. Maybe you got water.
Water.
Maybe you have coffee. Maybe you have Dr. Pepper. Or maybe
Shoot phone.
you have
Still.
St. Louis IPA, also known as Stilipa, from Urban Chestnut.
All right. So I'm going to run our roll call of the folks that are here with us live. If you're watching the replay, please leave us a comment down below so that we know that you stopped by. Thank you for being here, everybody. And Lacey from Treats by the Campfire has been here for a really long time, and I told her that we're going to talk about hiking tonight. So Lori Bryant is here, and she says, "Ooh, water video," with an exclamation point. Idahonian says, "I can't walk." Maybe we should find out a little bit more about that. But
I wonder if it has to do with Critters of the Moon.
Could be, maybe, possibly. Wandering Wiley's here. Hello, thank you for coming. As well as Marty's crew. Howie, Food Forest Permaculture, is here. Outdoor Nomad likes this, so I'm assuming that it was the intro.
The water
yeah,
intro. That was a nice video.
Thank you. Hike with Mike says hello, so hello. And the Idahonian actually says hello, not just he can't walk. Everybody's saying hi. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys for being here. And Wandering Wiley must have had the phone ring or something. Food Forest Permaculture is liking my water. And I am supporting Charlottesville Brewing Company here in St. Louis. Just they're good brewers. We like them. Just water for Outdoor Nomad, Coors Light for the Idahonian, Sleepy Time tea. Mike's gonna be sleeping good tonight.
Sleepy Time tea.
Lori's got Diet Coke, and Marty's crew says, "Stilipa, I want one."
It's a good choice.
It's a good one. And then Trees by the Campfire says, "I wish I had coffee or soda, but I have water, and because I want to drink nothing but icy cold water." But I also want to enjoy a beer with Coors Light. I like it. That was fun.
Nice.
All right, so if you pop in, I will say hello to you later. But I've now greeted everyone in the chat, which was the next thing on my list. And I do want to mention that we are honored that you are here and that you're spending a little bit of your Sunday night with us. And happy Mother's Day to all the moms. I'm not one. And I used to have students who would randomly call me mom. Like, it was a total mistake.
Sort of confused.
Right.
Moment.
Yeah, I guess I yelled at them like their mothers do, I guess.
Oh, well, I can see how that might trigger such a reaction.
But, yes, no, I'm not a mom, but that's all right. And I did actually have one of my former music parents text me today and tell me Happy Mother's Day for my choir kids. So that was really nice. Hawkeye TV is here. Hello. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming. And then Food Forest Permaculture says, water is life, loving all the fresh air. I smell pines all day long, not just in the morning. That's great. I wish I could be there. And then a teacher always has a list. Yeah. I have my list of things that are supposed to happen today. And yeah. Anyway. So, Hawkeye TV is Clint Moore. Gotcha. Hi, Clint Moore. It's good to see you. Thank you, Lori, for clearing all that up. I can't keep everybody straight anymore, I don't think.
You do pretty good, though.
Thank you. Lori does better.
Team sport.
It is a team sport. She's a good sister. She takes care of me. Hike with Mike says, I've been teaching so long that I have former teachers' kids as students. Yeah, I was there. Yeah. Had I stayed in the same school district, I'd have had former teachers' kids. Or former students' kids. There we go. All right.
I'm suddenly thinking of a Spaceballs quote, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I don't remember. I can't quote it, but go
Perfect.
ahead. So,
does it have anything to do with flamethrowers? Just asking.
No. It's my your father's brother's uncle's nephew's former college roommate.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Yes.
Or something like that. I'm sure I messed it up.
Yeah, we're not going to quote any more of why that came up. Never mind. Because there's...
All right, we just derailed.
Damn list. All right. All right. So, we've graded your turn.
All right,
we're
so let's
there.
talk about data entry. I want to say
entry.
Thank you, everybody that submitted miles this time. There was no cleanup for me to do. It was amazing.
Okay. That is amazing. Because I think this is the very first class we've ever held that everyone followed all the instructions.
Yeah. Everyone that submitted miles, I didn't have to make edits. Now, if the data's wrong, then probably I should have made some edits, but I didn't notice anything that needed to be corrected.
We can make some edits. Let me just tell you, before we look at the spreadsheet, that Cliff Reiser and Shannon Reiser, they're beasts. They work out all the time, and they do yoga, and they hike. And every time I look at their spreadsheet of things that they do every week, I feel really bad about myself, but that's okay.
We can increase our miles.
All right, we're increasing our miles. I don't know what our miles are. I haven't even looked at them yet. Marty's Crew says you got pretty close on the quote, and also said all our kids had the same kindergarten teacher as their mom. She was really young when she had Christina.
Tony, when we finally get a cure for this virus, we're going to figure out how to do a Mel Brooksathon weekend.
Oh, my God.
It's going to be epic. We'll probably have to wait a year, but we'll figure it out.
Christina, I'm sorry. We'll go do something else. It'll be fine. Come back, we'll make a Mel Brooks quote, and then leave. And Hike with Mike said, no cleanup because I didn't submit any miles this week. I submit your miles correctly when I see them in time. There we go. And, Idahonian is making chicken tacos for Mother's Day, so distracted, but here. Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it, and happy Mother's Day to Mrs. Idahonian. So, all right. Okay. Tonight, we want to find out about you. We have enjoyed our hikers hangouts for the last couple weeks, and I do want you all to get to answer more questions. And I clicked the wrong button. So thank you all for answering so many questions. It's Mother's Day here in the USA. What hike or park would your mother enjoy? Well, you are putting that in the chat. We're going to show off our thingamabobber.
I know exactly what you mean.
That thing down there. Spreadsheet. Jeez. God, my brain. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. There. Spreadsheet. It's all good. So, Mother's Day, what hike or park would your mother enjoy? And now I need to take it away so we can see this whole spreadsheet. All right, tell us about it, Matt.
Right. So, what we're looking at here is the current state of our ongoing challenged hike, 365 miles in the year 2020. And as most folks know, the first column is your team name, And the second column represents where we are right now. So column number 2 is entitled Week 18. And as you look down the column, you'll see where everyone is. So Cliff Reiser logged in 60 miles. Now, a word about miles. Because of COVID, not everyone can get to trails right now. So 20 minutes of any kind of exercise is considered 1 mile for our purposes here.
And he does weight training 5 days a week.
So the numbers that you see here represent a combination of hiking, walking, or any other unit of exercise in which 20 minutes equals 1 mile. So Dana and Eileen, 12 miles. Happy Trails hiking, 11. That's actually far more than we normally get. And we're slackers when it comes to things like weightlifting. So that was actually all walking.
Yep, all foot miles.
Kimberly Austin got 20 miles. Marty's Crew, 24 miles. Outdoor Nomad, 8 miles. Shannon Reiser, 18. Step Outside, 8. And Kenny the Idahonian, 19. So this week we have logged in 180 miles, which is not too shabby.
That's not too bad, guys. All right, so remember that even like road miles, like we walked on our street this week, that is not a public land, just saying, but
we counted it.
And you should too. So, you know, if you walk around your neighborhood to get some exercise and get out in the fresh air, we got a lot of fresh air blowing in our faces today. I think you can see that my face is a little red. I think it's windburn. It's not sunburn. Well, it could be sunburn. We had some pretty sunny days, but it was windy here today.
It was pretty windy.
Anyway, we are getting some great miles in, and great job, everybody. We're at 2,291.29 miles for the year for everybody. So that's awesome. Great job, everybody. So thrilled.
And the target, of course, has changed a little bit. So that basically represents the number of days in the year. So at this point, we're 131 days in. So that's the number of miles that we aspire to be
Awesome. Yes, we have some places that people's moms would like to hike. You pronounce it. Okmulgee
Okmulgee
Lake in Oklahoma. So Outdoor Nomad, that's cool. Idahonian says his mom would like to hike in Zion. And mother would enjoy any park with a boardwalk or a paved trail. You are correct. I agree. Since we share a mother, that would be that. My mother would enjoy Zion National Park. I know because we were just talking about it on the phone. Very nice. And Matt, where would your mom like to hike?
Well, I think she would probably be happy anywhere I took her, but
True.
It would probably be helpful if it were paved or a boardwalk or something like that.
Well, a couple years ago, she went on the hike with us
We took her to Klondike Park.
I was thinking Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
We did hike the Smoky Mountains too.
Cataract Falls that day, and it's a nice hike right behind the visitor center. It's flat.
Right, flat, fairly easy. It's not really paved, but it's still a very easy hike.
Yeah, true. Lori's saying good job to everybody, and yes, great job to everyone. So, okay. So my next question for everybody, I gotta get there. Sorry. What is your favorite smell on the trail? What's your favorite smell when you're out? So, out on the trail, and I don't have a map this week. I'm sorry, guys. I was working on a video to do a countdown timer.
Well, and remember that a lot of the hikes are just going to be super local, so there's probably not too many dots.
Sure. Kenny the Idahonian says, my mom moved to Hurricane, Utah, so she could be close to Zion. Wow. That's dedication. Treats by the Campfire, thanks for coming. Appreciate you being here.
Angel's Landing.
Oh. Marty Screw says, Dad and I are talking about Angel's Landing. Start early in the morning. That is the one tip that I hear for people all the time to hike Angel's Landing is get up, and that's one of the tips we give for going out west is to get up your normal time, like set your alarm like you would at home, and then go then.
And actually, that's a good tip now. We've been finding that a lot of the places that we hike are busier than normal.
Yes.
And I really don't want to be on the trail with a crowd of people in the best of times, and I definitely don't want to be on the trail in a crowd in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
So what we have found is if we get out super early on places that are perhaps a little bit less known, we can usually have a pretty quiet hike when it comes to people.
Right. Hike with Mike says pine. He likes to smell pine. Yes. Fresh fallen rain. Oh, yeah, that's a good smell. And Lori says fresh greenery. So what would be your favorite smell, Matt?
You know, I was going to say pine, and I agree with the fresh fallen rain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I also like a crispness of the air. And now this is not a hiking smell, but it just, I'm thinking of it though. It's like when I was in high school, we used to have band practice early in the morning, and we'd be out just like at the very, very beginning of the day in the fall when it was, there was dew on the ground and the football field had been mown the day before. So you get that crisp smell in the morning of freshly mown grass. And that's not a trail smell, but for whatever reason my mind jumped. So I probably got a disqualification for that answer.
I like band stories, so I'm good with that. Petrichor. I don't even know what Petrichor is other than a brewing company here in St. Charles County. So I don't know what Petrichor is. Do you know what Petrichor is?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Somebody look that up and give me a definition. I would have to say that, I don't know, can you smell water?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say like a stream, like a mountain, a mossy mountain stream. I love that.
And maybe it's not so much the water in and of itself, but like if you think about some of the places we've been in the Smokies, where there's a brisk running, kind of a big stream.
Yes.
There's a certain smell there, and it's maybe not necessarily the water. It's probably just the combination of the plant life,
Right.
And the forests, you know, and everything sort of the blend of all
So
of that.
earthy smell in new rain.
It could be some of that.
That's
yeah.
it, Kenny. That's it exactly. Petrichor. That's what that is. The earthy smell in new
Oh.
rain. Well, maybe that's what I love. And then Hike with Mike says, I was so lucky. I went to my usual local swamp. It was super quiet. Nobody out there. No airboat noise. Oh, I bet that would be a thing.
Oh, that's nice.
It was paradise. Oh, that does sound like paradise. Marty Screws says prairie flowers, especially lavender. I love that smell when we're hiking. Our Haunted Travels is here. You're
Hey,
not
guys, come on in.
dead.
Glad you're here.
They're not dead. They've been so busy.
Look, were you
No.
expecting them to be
Okay,
dead?
so
I mean, it is a kind of a ghost channel, but
no,
wouldn't
I
expect
just
them to be
haven't
dead.
seen them. Well, it's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. I'm happy that you're here, and I know that Sean and Marianne have been working. It's the end of the school year.
Oh gosh! Well, then no surprise.
And
It's,
they've just been swamped, and so
They're-
I haven't seen you, and so it's great to see you.
so
Um,
just done. So they're just done with Dead
they're
Week then?
Not quite done.
Oh,
They're not
okay.
done yet.
All right.
Not done yet. But thank you for showing up. Outdoor Nomad says cool, crisp air. Lori says petrichor. Pleasant smell, frequently accompanied with first rain, long period after warm, dry weather. Very nice. Very nice. See, and everybody's saying, oh, just half dead.
Just half dead. Okay.
You know, that's okay.
I'm not dead.
It's movie quote night here. And petrichor. I learned a new awesome word. I did
See,
too.
I thought it was a band,
So-
but that's actually Petra.
Yeah, Petra is a band. We can go back to bands. Anyway, yes, I learned a new word. I'm very excited. Very excited. All right, so we got smells out of the way. All right, so this is something that Matt and I haven't done. Do you like night hikes? If yes, tell us why. So I like walking around in the I like all the sounds that are out there in the dark. Like, I like camping in the dark. I like campfires. We haven't tried to get on a trail in the dark.
I think, well, the closest that we've gotten, there were a couple of hikes that we started super early.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I've got two examples. One was in Death Valley, which probably comes as no surprise to most of you. Whenever we did Golden Canyon, we were in the parking lot before the sun rose. It was almost pitch black.
There was
And
a big moon.
it was a very big moon, and as soon as our eyes got kind of adjusted and we're pretty sure we would see a snake in the trail, we started hiking. So that's not exactly night hiking, but it's close. The other one was in Zion. And of course, we've already talked about Zion tonight, but that was on the East Rim Trail. And those of you who have followed us for a while are probably sick and tired of hearing about our hike on the East Rim Trail, but it was that amazing.
But we loved
And
it.
we started that one also in the same lighting conditions, where it was essentially the sun was just barely coming up, and we used flashlights for the first half mile or something.
Yeah, the guy who was dropping us off asked us if we had headlamps, so we both went no. And he went, like, I thought he was going to turn the car around and not take us. But we had flashlights.
We have
so it's
flashlights.
okay.
They're just not headlamps. They work.
Let's see. I said it was movie quote night, and Marty said, from Mel Brooks to Monty Python. Yes, that's
my
our range right
two
there.
favorites.
Outdoor Nomad says, yes, my ears work a lot better in the dark nights. And then my Hike with Mike says, I love night hikes. I do it all the time. It's awesome, except for the time I saw orange eyes looking at me, bears. That's when you have your bear spray. Lori says, yes, if I can see or know the trail well enough, different sounds of night and birds and animals. That's why she likes it. I like night hikes, says Marty's crew. Reminds me of night patrols in my army days. For some reason, those were my favorite. Cool. Our Haunted Travel says we went on 3 night hikes that were pretty interesting and awesome. That is cool. I can imagine that lots of things that our Haunted Travels would do would be at night. So
Well, maybe we should do some of that.
okay.
Again,
Sean?
we'll put it on the list for post quarantine.
We are not in quarantine.
No, post. Once we have a
All clear
vaccine. Once we have a vaccine and it's game on again, then we're gonna have to do some night hikes with them.
We'll go to night hikes with Sean and Marianne of our Haunted Travels, and we're gonna have a movie night with Marty's crew.
Right.
My list gets longer. It's okay. Idahoan, I love it. Let's do it. The Idahoan says, I do not like being on the trail in the dark, but I love being deep in the wilderness. No fire on a clear night. Gotta learn astrophotography. Yes.
And so astrophotography got me thinking, and we could actually do this. We could do this next weekend. There are some places out here that are set up for night photography and astronomy. But my mind jumps again. When we got back into camping a couple of years ago, one of the places that we found that we liked to camp was Hawn State Park, which is a couple hours south of St. Louis.
Yes.
And it's been kind of overrun here of late. But the campground there is great, and you're far enough south of town that there's no smog, or at least not enough to obscure the night sky. And I remember it's kind of, there's not a lot of tree cover in the campground, and we got some really amazing views of the night sky. It's not night hiking, but there's not that much light pollution, and about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, it's mostly lights out. And we got some beautiful night sky views that evening. But unfortunately, I did something wrong with the camera, and I wasn't able to take pictures.
Well, we hadn't taken our photography class yet. So that was
that may have been before the class. I learned a few things in the class about settings on the camera, so I did that. I think I could probably do better now.
Okay. And then I'm gonna tell you my last question, and then I'm going to tell you some of the things that are coming up.
Did we have any pictures from anyone, by the way?
We do have pictures. Did I skip that?
We haven't done that yet.
All right. So we do have pictures. Let's do that. And we have one more comment. So let's show pictures first. Maybe I don't have another comment.
I think we're at the end of the comments. I think.
Are we good? Okay.
Yeah.
Nope. I need Chrome tabs. So we have pictures from 2 people this week and 3 sets of pictures. So the first ones are from McLennan Park with Marty's crew.
Turtles,
Yes. And I think Tony actually sent me this picture and said, we saw Trekker's cousins. I said, yeah, they're everywhere. They're well
He's
traveled.
got a big family.
Big family. They're bigger than Marty's crew even.
That's a big family.
If it were Trucker's crew, our family adventures, they would get a lot of views because a whole family would watch. Never mind.
No, they wouldn't. They don't have TV.
They don't. They don't have
Turtles
one in
don't
their
have
shells.
TVs.
All right. Well,
There's
this
no room
is
in the
very
shell.
green. You can tell it's green here in the. Oh, hey, look, it's James.
All right.
It's very green, very
very
bridgy. So was McLennan Park really cool? Because it looks cool. I like the bridges. I like wooden bridges. So that's just oh, cool. Awesome. So that's one. McLennan Park. Let's get rid of that one so I don't have to find it again. And then they also had Sunrise at Kanza Prairie. And I think this was a Tony and Christina hike. There it is. Kanza Sunrise. Let's share. Yay. Oh. Very pretty. Very pretty. That was a good picture. It's a turkey.
Okay.
Gobble. Yeah, still the same turkey, I think. Or maybe a different turkey. Running turkey. Look at his feet go. It needs to have those little, like the Wile E. Coyote. Never mind. Purple flowers. We have some of those purple flowers out here, too. But we took pictures of yellow flowers.
We have blue clovers as well.
Purple horseshoes. Unicorns.
Yellow moons.
I don't even think he has yellow moons anymore in that. I saw a Lucky Charms commercial today. Very pretty. And it says, yes, this was a date hike for Christina and Tony. So those are very pretty. And I think that's the last one there. Thank you very much for sharing those. Let's see. Extremely green. Very pretty. Marty's crew says, we did a night hike in Aberdeen, Maryland for training. It started snowing and the moonlight reflected the snow perfectly. It was beautiful and peaceful. Oh, that sounds wonderful. I do remember being outside at Yellowstone when we were in the winter. Remember when we walked out to see Old Faithful, like at 5 o'clock, and it was like getting dark, and then we walked back? Never mind, he doesn't remember.
I don't remember that specific moment now.
Okay, that's fine. Marty's crew. I bet you could get some awesome night sky shots. Don't have too many trees there in Maryland. Gotcha. And then Christina just got new glasses that correct her color blindness. She loves purple now. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Never saw purple before? Wow.
Guess she never saw purple before. That's cool. Very cool.
That's fantastic.
Congratulations to Christina. That's really great. I'm very excited about that for her. So congrats. All right, and then let's see. Kenny went to Echo Crater. Echo Crater. So we need to make that.
I saw on the spreadsheet there's craters of
Craters
the moon.
of the Moon. And this is a video, so I want to make sure I start it at the beginning of the video. That one. All right, here we go, guys. It was a tough one there, Kenny. Whew.
So is that drone footage, or do you
No,
have a
it's
friend
his
that's ahead of
GoPro.
you?
It's his GoPro over
Well-
his head, looking down on him.
How's it
It's
held
that
up?
360 cam. It's
Oh,
held
okay.
up.
It's just, wow. Okay, I got you.
Look at that. Craters of the Moon. Beautiful. Oh, come on. Very red.
Yeah, that's some color.
Devil's Orchard.
All in the
Cool.
path of the super volcano,
Yep.
or in the wake of the super volcano.
And I'm gonna, let's see. So, Marty's crew says purple, red, and orange and pink are all new to her now.
Holy cow!
Wow, big spectrum there. Craters of the moon is closed to vehicle travel. Kenny, be nice to the Rangers. And they gave him the first backpacking permit of the season, he says.
Ah.
And then that 360 cam rocks. And yeah, it was well worth it. But be nice to the Rangers. And he says it's an Insta 360 1X. Interesting.
Well,
That's
that
cool.
kind of photos. Oh, maybe we
Those
should
are
look
really
at.
neat.
Let's look into one of those.
Oh,
That's
okay.
pretty dang cool.
And
Or the video. That's awesome video.
yeah, that was a great video. And Outdoor Nomad says no volcano, lava just flowed upward. Okay, cool. Matt's super volcano comment.
Right. Well, I mean, just thinking that the magma plume that's underneath Yellowstone used
Traveled.
to be
Well,
where
it didn't
used to
travel,
be.
but
Yeah. So the plate
plates.
tectonics, you know, craters of the Lost Moon was formed by that same magma plume.
Oh, Uncle Al, Diebold Frog is here. Hello, it's good to see you. Thank you for coming. And Inspired John's here. Hello, thanks for coming, John. Appreciate it. It's good to see you. And Idahonian says, I love the Rangers. That's good. Be nice to the Rangers. All right, so my last question for you guys tonight is a little bit of notes before. We have our hiking shirts that have the top 10 reasons to hike. They're old. But what is your favorite reason to hike or favorite thing about hiking? So tell me what that is. Tell me what your favorite thing about hiking is. And the Adhonian says, I will thank the Ranger Jennifer in the video. Good job. Good. It's awesome. Yeah, it's good to see you. So what is your favorite reason to hike or favorite thing about hiking, Matt?
You know, there are lots of things that are really nice about hiking.
Spending time with me.
Well, that's actually on the list.
Yes.
It is on the list.
Anyway.
You know, spending time with you, spending time with occasionally I hike with someone else, and if I'm hiking with someone, and it's time that's time well spent. I don't hike with just anybody. I gotta like you, and I gotta want to spend time with you. So time with great people, and interestingly, it's time away from people too.
Just like Uncle Al said.
You know, it's just, and I'm going to kind of go off the rails here a little bit. You know, I'm really an introvert, but I'm used to being around people, and as a rule, I'm comfortable in a crowd. But today, I learned that, oh yeah, I can still feel like an introvert. Because prior to today, I had not been in a building other than this house for 2 months. But we actually went to Costco today. And Costco has rules in place, like try to maintain the 6-foot distance. You have to wear a mask. And we did all that, you know, so, and it was kind of a little bit crowded. And I got a lot of social anxiety today in the Costco, which normally that would never do that. I don't have a problem with crowds. Apart from the fact that I don't like them, but I don't have a problem. I'm not nervous. I was actually nervous today, you know, because it's just most everyone is fine, you know, everyone is following the rules, you know, but I was just kind of a little bit freaked out. So one of the things that I do like about getting on the trail is getting away from the people, and I think most everyone on the stream has heard us talk about Zion and getting in those moments out on the trail where you can just feel sort of a spiritual sense of connection to the environment. And that's really probably the most important reason, I think, for me.
Yeah. So I kind of agree with Lori. I like to see new things that I might not see if I weren't hiking. And I like the feeling of nature that Marty's crew mentions. Diebold Frog, Uncle Al says, being alone. You know, when you live in busy places and have busy lives, that was the reason we used to go hiking. Was I taught I taught every 6 days a week most of the time, and Matt had a 40, 50 hour week job and still does, and we would hike on the weekends to get the heck out of here, to get away. So yeah, the serenity. And Florida Pirate is here. Hello, thanks for coming, David. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. Just love adventure at the rate of foot travel. That's awesome. Hike with Mike does his reflections out in nature all the time, and he says, by the way, introverts rock. And yeah, they do.
Agreed.
And
and I just thought of a funny story that I'll interrupt your train of thought again.
okay, I'm getting to your comments, guys. I promise.
Whenever when Kay had a day job, different from, well, she's got a day job now.
I was gonna
but
say, I
when
work
you had
every
the
day.
other day job, and you were just teaching all the time and just running yourself ragged, it was sort of funny. See, I'm pretty introverted. Kay's pretty extroverted, but at the end of the week, she kind of turned into an introvert, and it just made me so happy. Because I'm like, finally, you understand where I'm coming from. Yes, let's go hiking and get away from all the crazy people.
So our Haunted Travel says, I got social anxiety going to school on Friday. Only 7 people in the building, but I was ready to go back home. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel you. And Die Bullfrog spent 120 days in a Titan 2 silo. Not this week, but yes.
Well, that'd be only 7 days available.
Oh, that's true. All right. So Marty's crew.
I'm here to help, sweetie.
I love Sundays. Says, hiking here in Kansas, I feel like I'm walking in the footsteps of pioneers as they traveled across the prairie. Yes, that's a really cool thing. That's kind of like the Grant Coors Ranch that we went to out in Montana when we were on our way up to Glacier. It was kind of a blip on our radar, and Lori was like, we need to go here. Let's just stop there for lunch and have a picnic and whatever. It's on our way. And so we stopped, but then you got to walk in the footsteps of all those people that had been ranching out there forever, and you can see the video. But yeah, those kinds of things. So Idahonian says, I'm also fascinated by the beauty of our world. Yes. And I'm fascinated that the things that we look at all the time around here, like we're exploring local right now. Not only are we buying local and spending our money locally, but we're exploring local. So we're seeing like one of our places that we've been forever, like we go all the time, is now we're seeing it as a hiking trail, as a hiking park, and a place to go to picnic. And we're not telling you where that is. So, let's see. And Hike with Mike says, yin and yang, opposites attract. I am...
He's the introvert. She's
introvert.
The
Yeah, I gotcha.
like us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. And Die Bullfrog says, I love the wildness. Yes. Yeah, that's why I think I like our parks and public lands, because there are few wild places left. I mean, especially in the eastern part of the U.S., very few, because that's where we all started. Well, not really, but that's where we were colonized, and moved over. And so there, in our St. Louis metro area, there are very, very few wild places around here. You really have to get rural, and I love the wilderness. So anyway, I've showed all the pics from this week. I've done question 3.
We're talking about the wild places and just seeing the different things. And I noticed Marty's crew comment about being in Kansas and feeling like the prairie. And it just sort of got me thinking about all the different things that we have seen when we've traveled. And obviously, we're not traveling too much right now. But, in Kansas, when you see those big open fields, and it's not just Kansas that has that, but as you go north and west,
Tall grass prairies.
yeah, and just on the drive between St. Louis and Yellowstone, there's a place you're going west across the state, and it's just in one sense it's like nothingness, but in the other sense it's these beautiful rolling hills with lots of grain, and just you can just see forever and so much sky, and you don't get that here in Missouri. And here in Missouri, you get these great forests, you get these kind of undulating foothills and
all the
things
bluffs
that
and
used to
things.
be mountains, but you get bluffs, and because like the Ozarks and the Appalachians were at one point way back in geographic history part of the same mountain chain.
Well, and
But it's
well,
different.
and the
It's all
river's
these different
cut
things,
here,
yeah.
blah 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 blah. But it's just different. You're right, and that's I guess my point of my coming up this week on Happy Trails hiking. I actually want to look back at our last week and say we did Grant Coors Ranch a week ago on these park travel shorts. And so they're 2 to 4 minute videos. They haven't been long, but I've enjoyed really getting back into some of those places that we haven't gone in a long time. Like Grant Coors Ranch, I never did a video on it. It was just part of our Rockies road trip review.
Right. And that was one of those places that was just so short. Like most of our videos tend to be at least 5 minutes. And so it wasn't really, it's not like destination worthy, but it's a cool spot.
Right.
And
Don't,
they had, you wouldn't drive
don't
there
leave
just
Missouri
for that.
to just go there. But if you're going from Yellowstone to Glacier, or if you're on your way to Glacier from someplace else, yeah, stop by. Definitely see it. Definitely stop in, talk to the ranger. Step back in time for a little bit. It's a good stop. And then Osage Hills State Park over in Oklahoma. It's up in northeast Oklahoma. You didn't get to go on that. That was on our sister's trip with Lori. But I haven't been there since 2017. And probably a whole lot of new folks on our channel have never seen that video. I went back to look at the full video and went, there's like 2 comments on here, or no comments. I don't even remember, but there weren't hardly any comments on it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then Starved Rock State Park. We did a park travel short on that one this week in Illinois.
Yes, okay.
And we did we had a wonderful visit there. I want to go back, but it's just one of those things I can talk about the things that you need to see there and the amenities that are there in these short videos. On Wednesday, I did a Wildlife Wednesday with the turkeys from our neighborhood. We have neighborhood turkey. She has a nest of eggs, which they now have the Tracy turkey cam, and they're watching the eggs.
They have a turkey cam.
They have a turkey cam.
Okay.
Anyway, so I did that on Wednesday, and then on Thursday was Lewis and Clark. And it's state historic site in Illinois, and it's on the Great River Road, and so that one's really fun. And on Friday, I did Rock Bridge Memorial State Park over in Columbia, Missouri, and we haven't been there, and that was the first year we got Trekker. He got his hat, and then we went to Rock Bridge Memorial. But anyway, and then I didn't do one yesterday, but I just put one out on Fluorescent Fossil Beds National Monument over in Colorado, which we went to in 2018 on a Rockies road trip, and it didn't get its own video either.
And I should watch that one. The fluorescent fossil beds, though, that was cool. Lots of these petrified trees, and it was actually raining when we were there.
Oh yeah, it was.
And maybe that's why we don't have so many pictures and so many video, because we were trying to protect the gear.
Yeah, you had no photos from your camera at all, and I had just it wasn't much. Hike with Mike says, cool thing about going back to the usual hikes is looking for the subtle changes that occur each season. I'm hiking through the dry swamp because it's a dry season and hiking places that are usually wet. That's really cool. Yeah, we like hiking, like our usual hikes. We like hiking them in the rain, or we like hiking them after it snowed, or something like that. It always gives a new perspective on the hike. Marty's Cruises loves a new series. Thank you very much. And what's with the shirt? What does your shirt say?
all right.
I knew somebody was going to ask.
So I didn't hardly realize what I was wearing. So this says E equals F flat, which you're probably familiar with Einstein theory, equals MC squared. Well, E and F flat are actually the same physical key on a piano.
In music. It's a music
and so
joke.
it's just the Einstein theory for musicians. So I'm rocking my music
Yes.
music nerd shirt tonight.
So yeah, if I needed to do a music theory class, I can, but I can draw a piano really
And
fast.
the interesting thing that is that E doesn't necessarily equals F flat, depending on how the chord is tuned.
Correct. And if you were to ask my, 5th grade band members, they would tell you there's no F flat because they're band members and that's not a thing anyway. And Lori says, "Yay, do the music theory." Okay. Dude, should I? No, this is not the
All
music theory
This is
show.
not a music show. Back to hiking.
Back to hiking. And we've kept you all for 45 minutes tonight. I have enjoyed talking to you so much. It's nice to have you come into our studio and welcome you into our studio every week. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for submitting miles and pictures. Don't forget that we still do have some more prizes from Teton Sports. I know we gave one away in March, but there's still more. They were very generous, and
We're not going to use all the gear, so we're going to give some to you in the near future.
Yeah, so
We should probably figure out when that's going to be, but I don't want to make that decision.
we're not doing that right now because we hadn't even talked about that. But know that the same rules apply. That anybody who puts in miles for a given week, you get 1 entry. You have to be in for the challenge. So put in miles. You have to make a comment on the show after it posts. And what was the third one?
That was it?
That was it. Okay. Yeah, there were 3. So in for the challenge, you get an entry if you put in miles for a week, any given week. And then you have to make a comment on the show after it airs. So they usually post fairly quickly. But anyway, so that's that. And we'll do another one. We did one for first quarter. So that would have been, we did the end of March. So probably coming up, maybe second quarter, May, June, the end of June, maybe. We'll see. We haven't decided yet, but anyway, I had a good night. Anything else for the good of the order?
I think it's time to adjourn.
Okay, we'll keep doing our park travel shorts this week, and hopefully we'll get Matt in on one of them. And I know we've been tagged by Desmond Stonders in an RV quarantine tag, and I need to get that filmed yet. So anyway, keep on hiking, guys, and getting your miles in. Stay healthy. And until next time,
Cheers, y'all.
thanks for watching. Bye, guys.